Frankenstein's got a journal, Wolfman has a vlog. Swamp Thing tweets from down in his bog. Pete and Nash read it all, and now they're trying to see what's going on with these Vampire Diaries. Hello, welcome to the Vampire Diaries, the Vampire Diaries podcast, where a guy who has only seen like 18 episodes of the show watches the series with a super fan. I am the titular Petey. Let's just say I put the Petey in Vampire. But please call me Pete. And I'm here with my co-host and sleepy co-parent, Ash.
I'm sleepy.
Quite a couple of weeks, Ash, huh?
Yeah, there's a lot going on.
Work, school, podcasting.
I know. I'm tired.
Tonight's episode, I'm going to say the title and then I'm going to get into my little chat.
Mm-hmm.
Season 1, Episode 18, Under Control. And Ash, speaking of Under Control, we just bought our pug diapers to get an issue under control. Look, our pug, Summer, is the silent third host of this show.
Well, not so silent. She's always snoring in the background.
And I know that everyone wants to know what's going on in her life as well.
Yes.
And look, she's an old lady.
She is.
And so we bought doggy diapers for her.
She's got some incontinence problem.
Yeah, we were waking up with too many
Wet spots.
Wet spots. Because, of course, she sleeps in our bed.
Of course. If you have a pug and they don't sleep in your bed, why do you have a pug?
That's pug abuse.
Exactly.
So, too many wet spots in the bed, too many loads of laundry.
Yeah. But it worked. We tried it for the first time last night.
Yep. Pug diapers, those are a thing.
They have the leaking under control.
Yes, under control.
Does she have it under control more than Stefan does in this episode with his blood fist?
Yeah, I mean, you can compare Stefan's bloodlust to an old pug wetting the bed. Both out of control.
Oh, she's cute though.
Yes, and also you were already asleep when I inserted her into her diaper last night, but it's a treat to get her tail through the tail hole.
Oh, because she has a curly tail.
Yeah, it's very difficult.
Yeah, her tail doesn't go straight except when she's scared or sad or tired.
Yes. And then when she's scared or sad or tired, would you say her tail is not under control or is?
I would say not under control.
All right, speaking of not under control, tonight's episode. Cold open. Stefan working out. He was in control first scene. He was cleansing, detoxing. We last left him sucking from a blood bag like it was a Capri Sun.
He wasn't cleansing and detoxing in this first scene. He was avoiding 100%.
Ooh, so he wasn't sober. He was just dry.
Yes.
He hadn't put in the work.
No, he was just like trying to pretend like he was all good, but
yeah. And Damon,
he wasn't.
Damon already wasn't buying it.
No, because Damon knows what it's like to be a vampire.
Yeah,
and drink blood.
Damon's seen it all. He's doing a self detox though, he says, and he's this is a good exposition scene. They don't usually do the exposition in the cold open. It's usually like first or second scene
after,
and they're making bagels or whatever. But tomb of vamps running around. We didn't see the vamp frat house this episode.
Good. I don't like the vamp frat house.
Mm-hmm. But I wonder how these ribbons are going to get tied together, because as we'll speak about, there was some new threads happening in this episode, but the vamp frat house wasn't in play. Pearl, Anna?
No, there was a lot of people that weren't in play. We didn't see the vamp house. We didn't see Pearl. We didn't see Anna. Didn't see Bonnie. Didn't see Caroline. Lots of people were not in this episode.
No. Damon is talking about stealing from blood banks.
Mm-hmm.
He even tempts Stefan with a glass of blood.
I know. Stefan was about to drink it, and then Damon walked in, and he was like,
Which
I wasn't going to drink that.
Yeah, he's a tease. He's a big old tease in this ep, Damon.
Well, I think also Damon knows that, like, literally Stefan needs it. Mm-hmm. And so he's just, like, trying to coax him into drinking the blood. But because it's Damon, I feel like that's another reason why Stefan doesn't want to.
Yes.
Like, if Lexi was still alive and Lexi was like, all right, Stefan, you know, you can do it this way. You can have the blood bags. They'll be fine. Mm-hmm. Maybe he would actually want to listen to her, but he doesn't even want to take Damon's advice about anything ever anyways.
No.
So.
Also, Ash, this is Chekhov's glass of blood.
What's that?
So Anton Chekhov, the playwright, it's been coined, I guess, that Chekhov's gun, if you see a gun in the first act of a play, that gun's going to be fired. In however many acts. Yeah, how many acts of a play? I don't know, second act, third act? Anyway, so Chekhov's glass of blood, because this glass of blood, a different glass of blood, comes back later.
It's true. Oh, okay. I like that.
A little setup and a little
follow through.
Yamma lamma ding dong. Slamma jamma.
Yamma lamma ding dong. Okay.
Dunk in the net. So that was the cold open. All right. Uncle John arrives at the Gilbert household.
Yeah.
We don't know about Uncle John. I mean, I don't.
Well, I have an Uncle John. And that's the only Uncle John I know, aside from this John Gilbert.
Yeah. Aunt Jenna isn't excited to see Uncle John.
No, neither is Elena or Jeremy.
No, but...
Or Liz.
Yeah, I did right. No one is excited to see Uncle John.
No one likes him.
Jeremy just lost a friend, so he's sad, Vicky. And then sell my brother's office. Uncle John's around. He's like, "What? You're going to sell my brother's office?" Mm-hmm. And I was kind of like, "The heck?" Again. Ash likes when I say that.
That's always gives me a good surprise.
But then while we were watching the show, she said, "The apothecary." Mm-hmm. You said that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You were like, "What's his office?"
Yeah.
It was the apothecary in 1864, and then it was his medical office in what, like 95 or something. I don't know.
Yeah, you know what? In Mystic Falls, they don't do the thing. So it's an apothecary, and then it's like a medical office. They don't do the thing where like an IHOP becomes a bank, and you're like,
right?
Like, why am I at the teller? This used to be where I would eat pancakes.
Yeah.
You know, in Mystic Falls, they keep it
still
straight
similar.
up.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Whoa. There's a Dunkin' Donuts that was a bank.
I know.
Yeah.
That's exactly what I was thinking of.
Yeah.
It's on Ventura Boulevard.
It's like, well, I guess I'm here to make a withdrawal anyway.
But I was also thinking about how like old factories turn into like townhomes and condos and stuff.
Oh, there's a great example of that. Some lofts in Nashville used to be like a printing press or something.
Yeah, and there's one in Philly too that we saw recently.
That's what's up. Hey, buildings, you don't have to knock them down.
Yeah.
You can make them into new stuff.
Yeah, turn into
Mystic Falls says no, it has to be a similar thing though. That's how they're zoned there.
Right, and then Anna's mom is still trying to keep it as an apothecary. She's the one trying to buy the space, bringing it back.
But she wants it to be an apothecary specifically?
I think so.
Weird. I would think she would want it to be a what's that store that starts with an A where white ladies buy like their knobs? Anthropology.
They're knobs. Oh my gosh. I had no idea what you were talking about.
Apothecary. I'm not going to edit this out, but I'm going to pretend like I am. Apothecary. She wants it to be an anthropology
store.
I
wish I could remember the details from that scene because she is going in to look at the space.
Yeah.
And she's like, "Oh yeah, this used to be an apothecary." So maybe that's why I'm thinking it.
Yeah, she's just gonna...
But Anna says to Jeremy that she wants to turn it into something. Can't remember.
I don't know, but I'm keeping all of this because of my sweet anthropology joke.
You can keep it all. It's okay for the super fan to not remember every single detail.
I guess.
Yeah. Okay. Especially when you're really tired.
Yeah. Elena is talking to Matt again. So we saw them hugging.
Right, because Caroline isn't even around.
Caroline is not around, which another one of my notes later was like, she should be at this party?
Yes, she would want to be at this party. It was very strange she wasn't there.
And I was even thinking, usually in one of these eps, we would have already seen Caroline earlier, and then we would see her getting mad later when, like, Matt was hanging with Elena or whatever. But we didn't even get that.
No. But we do know she's been baking a lot for Matt and his mom because they're sad about Vicky.
I didn't know that, actually.
They say that in this episode.
Okay, I was typing.
Making lasagnas.
So Elena's talking to Matt again, and he is putting his proverbial shoes into Stefan's bed now, dirtying up his relationship seats.
Oh.
I mean, sheets. No.
Oh, no, you're so close.
No. Okay, I would take that again, but I'm just going to leave it because I had such conviction.
It was good.
Relationship sheets.
Sheets? I can't do it either. Relationship sheets.
Yeah, you get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Matt, he has his shoes on in the bed.
Right.
And now he's doing it again, but metaphorically.
Absolutely.
He should not do that.
All right, next.
Okay. Ty tries to be...
You did not say your buddy Ty. Is he not your buddy
My
anymore?
buddy... No, listen.
Okay,
Listen.
I'm like, wait, what?
I'm doing too much this episode because my notes are a little more silly, I guess. Making a lot of refs in my notes, and also some puns, and we're just coming from a metaphor.
Right.
A lot going on. Ty tries to be buds with Jeremy by offering him
some bud.
Yes, and my buddy Ty.
Oh, yeah.
All right.
I was wondering why you didn't say my buddy Ty because I was like, because he got into some weird situations later in the episode. I thought he was no longer your buddy.
No, that's my buddy Ty.
Okay.
Trying to be buds.
With some bud.
Literally. They talk about Vicky. Say she OD'd. Mm-hmm. How did she end up buried in the woods?
Yeah. It's a good question.
I wouldn't want to be like pondering that while I was hitting a J with an enemy.
When you're hitting a J with an ex-enemy outside of the back of your school.
Yeah. That's Paranoid City.
So scary.
Yeah.
No, that's no good.
Damon goes up to the Founders Hall. This is the first time we're seeing this, right? And they just do sort of a quick exterior shot with like Founders Hall, like we're all supposed to know what that is.
Yeah, it was the lead up to the Founders Day party.
Yes, thank goodness. And the upcoming holiday, which will not be mentioned, which was given short shrift on this series. We won't talk about that party and how that had no lead up.
I've never heard anyone say short shrift in my whole life, so I'm just using context clues to figure out what it means.
It's like when your shrift is like too short.
Okay.
Okay. Founders Hall, I was like, what is that? I mean, they just made it up. It's like the community center, basically. Mm-hmm. And it's just the venue for this party. They didn't want to have it at the Lockwood's house, I guess, for story's sake or whatever. Yeah. I was like, Founders Hall, they're just making stuff up now.
Well, they got to show a little bit more of the town. They can't just be in like 3 places forever.
True, yeah. I mean, I'm surprised it wasn't in an outdoor thing at the town square.
I know, well, you were saying a couple of episodes ago, like, you weren't sure where the next big thing was going to take place.
I was saying that, yes.
And so now they're showing you some more options.
Ooh, Founders Hall. Brawl at the Founders Hall coming up. We'll see. John Gilbert is back. Mm-hmm. Back again. Jonathan Gilbert. Tell some friends. All right. Uncle John Gilbert, says the blood bank has had break-ins. There's been animal attacks.
And he's saying this to the founders and to Sheriff Forbes, and Damon is also there.
Damon's also there. The founders are there. The founders kind of know this. Mm-hmm. Not the blood bank stuff, but they know about the animal attacks. They've discussed this.
Right, but as far as they know, all that's done. And as far as Damon knows, all of it is done, except Damon knows about the vampires who's been released from the tomb, but they haven't really done anything aside from attacking Damon and Stefan.
Okay, Ash. Mayor Lockwood does not want to cancel the Founders Day kickoff party, even though there might be vampires afoot.
Of course not.
Feels very Jaws-esque because Mayor... I wish I could pull his name, but the mayor of Amityville does not want to cancel the summer tourism, especially July 4th, just because of a little old shark killing.
Oh, yeah.
It was a sighting. Nope, the shark did kill some people, which also, not to get political, but feels a little COVID-esque.
Yeah.
You don't want to cancel summer because of a little old flu. And look, we don't get political here, but the don't cancel X because of Y threat. And in all three situations, Founders Day kickoff, Amityville shark attack, modern day pandemic. It's because of the economy. The founders of Mystic Falls.
Or they want a party.
True. And don't we all? The Amityville tourism. And then, America's economy. And we don't get political here, but...
Go vote.
Hey, yeah, voting's coming up. Those mail-in ballots should already be at your house, so you can do your research and then mail it in.
I'm excited to do our mail-in ballot. Actually, I don't even think we're going to mail it in because we can go to any of our local libraries here in Los Angeles and we can drop off our ballots.
Totally. So the best of both worlds is to fill it out at home, do your research, and then
be thoughtful, take your time.
And then drop it off at a totally safe place where your vote will be counted.
Yeah. And you can also track your ballot.
Yes.
Theballottracks.com, something like that.
Alaric says, stand up and vote. No. Alaric shows Elena Jeremy's vampire report. Hey, did it remind you of Creature Report? Creature Report.
No, it didn't, but that's funny.
And Elena is hiding the vampires from her fam.
Yeah,
to keep them safe.
Right. Well, I think it's valid that she's keeping the vampires from her family, but also she doesn't know that Jeremy already knows. So, you can only protect someone from the truth by lying to them until they find out the truth, and then they're going to immediately be mad always and forever.
Totally, yeah. Yeah, and Jeremy smells something a little rotten in this ep.
Also,
sure.
He, has had a relationship basically with a vampire.
Yeah. So, but they're both doing the thing where it's like, I don't know, you tell me what you know.
I know. Well, he's also not like, Elena, there's vampires, Anna's one. And she's not doing the same thing about Stefan. So if they ever have this conversation, they can both be mad at each other, I guess.
Yeah, and that'll probably happen. Uncle John is very into being a founding family member.
Yeah.
That's all he talks about.
As a founding family member, I just want to make sure you know.
150 years ago this, 150 years ago that.
Yeah.
Okay, Uncle John, we get it. I think the actor, Ash, is secretly Irish.
Okay.
I think he has some accent that he is doing an American one on top of.
Okay.
We should look that up. Uncle John says he and Aunt Jenna used to sleep together.
In front of Jeremy, he said that. They didn't used to sleep together in front of Jeremy. He said that in front of Jeremy.
And with that comment, I was like, I guess they're from different sides of the family then.
Yeah.
I was thinking maybe they could be salty brother and sister, but then he said that and I was like, okay, guess he's on dad's side and she's on mom's side or something like that. Mm-hmm. If not, then vampires are the least of their worries. Stefan wants Elena to open up to Jeremy. Stefan says he's better, but he's still jittery. They missed each other. Then they start kissing. And then I was like, will Stefan get too H for B? I was worried. And then he did. And I thought that Elena kicked him in the tummy or something like that. But I think he noticed he was getting H4B and zoomed against the wall or something.
Yeah, he whooshed himself backwards to like separate himself from Elena because he scares himself.
Oh, yeah. Sometimes, it kind of happens with me sometimes. Sometimes just like my strength and like manliness, like, gets the better of me. No, but,
And Elena was a little scared because of Stefan's reaction.
Yeah, and maybe that was the end of an act or something because then Damon comes over.
Yeah, they didn't even address it. They didn't show a scene where like Elena and Stefan talk about like what happened, blah blah blah.
No, and when Damon comes over, he goes into Elena's room and the one lamp is still like overturned.
Yeah, and the shelf is ripped off the wall, so halfway.
And is Damon taking notes from Matt? He puts his shoes, granted not under the covers of Elena's bed, but he hops right on the bed, shoes on. These guys.
I don't know what's up with that.
He's being a little silly, a little naughty. Mm-hmm.
He's touching everything of Elena's, and it was driving me nuts.
Oh, man. That's so Damon, though.
He was to put it, like, just picking up, touching things, and then Elena's, like, following him around, like, putting stuff back.
Yeah.
It was so annoying.
Yeah, and takes her picture off the mirror.
He picks her bra up out the drawer.
And then he thinks Stefan has a darker side. He knows Stefan has a darker side. He's like, this isn't Stefan. Mm-hmm. He's like, he's reining it in.
Yeah, but later Damon says to Stefan, what's up with you anyways? Why don't you even drink human blood? You never really told me about it. And Stefan still doesn't tell Damon. So Damon knows that there's something up with Stefan, but he doesn't actually have the whole story.
True. Which, that's a thing within families. There could be like big unspoken truths.
Yeah. AKA secrets.
I call them unspoken truths.
Oh my gosh.
Back at the Salvatore mansion, Stefan is just kind of pacing around. He's drinking Brothers Bond, of course. Mm-hmm. Hey, if Stefan and Damon ever got shipped, would it be Stamen? Mm-hmm. Elena goes to chat with Jeremy. Ash. Jeremy is doing the classic Josh Hartnett from The Faculty long sleeve tee under the short sleeve tee. Did you notice?
Oh, I didn't notice, but that is very classic. And he's got the long hair too.
Yes. Well, iconically, Hartnett in The Faculty has like a very bad bowl cut.
Yeah. This is like the grown out version of what that bowl cut probably started as.
If Hartnett had Jeremy's hair in The Faculty, unstoppable.
I mean, Josh Hartnett was unstoppable.
The long sleeve tee under the short sleeve tee, no one did that before Josh Hartnett.
And that also translated into women's fashion. I wore long sleeve shirts under short sleeve shirts.
Josh Hartnett invented layering. Then Elena and Jeremy go on a walk and talk. Unfortunately, Jeremy now has a coat on over. Mm-hmm. All right.
And they look like they're almost at the place where they found Vicky's body.
Yeah, actually, yeah.
Which I thought that was sort of inappropriate.
Yeah, don't go sniffing around there. Elena asks about the vampire paper, the creature report, I like to call it.
Right.
And they're still doing the cat and mouse game.
And before that, she also finally tells Jeremy that she's adopted.
Right. Founders Day party. Mm-hmm. It's at nighttime, though.
It's a kickoff party for Founders Day. And like towards the end of the episode, Jenna says, I can't believe we have a whole nother month of these activities.
Whoa.
They're celebrating Founders Day for a month. These, like, what's it called when you care only about yourself?
When you do what?
Care only about yourself.
Caroling?
Care only.
When you care only about yourself? Narcissistic?
Yeah, these narcissistic Founders Day people, they just want to have a whole month about themselves.
Yeah, it's kind of like my birthday week. But also, yeah, Founders Day night?
Yeah.
I don't know. The bros show up in their matching black suits. That's a look.
Mm-hmm.
Drinking, Stefan says he's been drinking Brothers Bond all day. Just kidding. He's been drinking whiskey all day.
And we've seen him taking many, many drinks.
Yeah, and I was like, man, it'd be so cool to drink whiskey all day and then go to a party in a suit.
Yeah.
That'd be so fun.
Maybe one day.
Yeah. Lockwoods are talking to Matt and Kelly.
Wait, real quick. Did you notice that Stefan and Damon didn't have to be invited into the building?
I did notice that because it's not a place of residence.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But at the other founders party at the beginning of the season, it was at the Lockwoods.
It was
and
at
they
the
had to be
Lockwoods
invited in. But now that they've been invited in to the Lockwoods, they're still invited.
Yes, but unless Alaric secretly lives in the basement of the founders, what's it called? Founders house? We already saw what it was called.
Building?
Goes to Founders Hall. Okay. What are we talking about now? Oh, yeah. Unless Alaric, lives in the basement of the Founders Hall, no one probably lives there.
No, no one lives
probably
there.
the party spot.
Yeah, they didn't have to be invited in.
For the elite of Mystic Falls. Mystic Halls.
You almost said Mystic Halls.
Founders Falls. Mystic Halls. Kelly needs a drink. When does she not?
I know. But also her daughter just came up dead.
Yep.
I would probably have a drink too.
Yeah, I get hammered 24/7.
Yep.
Matt drinks with Ty.
I know. I like that little innocent moment where he steals the booze and then they're like, oh, okay. And they're just being...
They were being silly
being high
kids
schoolers.
again.
Yeah, you don't see a lot of them being actually high school in this show. So I like those moments.
Not since their football coach got killed by an animal.
Yeah.
They haven't had any time to party.
Or they had a double date.
Mm-hmm.
Well, not them too, but
no.
Ty wasn't there.
Stefan is also putting them away. He's drunk. I was like, he's playing drunk pretty well. He would probably be slurring his speech a little bit more, but his little bravado, I bought that and ooh, I'm going to dance.
Yeah, he was definitely a little bit different than he normally is.
Yeah.
He's letting loose a little bit.
Mm-hmm. He's compelling the DJ.
Yeah, to play some song that no one knows.
Just like when... Ash, do you remember when I was compelling DJs to play the Stanky Leg many years ago?
I love that.
12 years ago, probably. The Stanky Leg, it was a popular dance. And Stefan, though, he does not compel the DJ to play the Stanky Leg. He compels him to play some Shins Light. Some of the Shins.
That was not the Shins.
It was not. Light.
Yeah.
Yeah, some knockoff Shins.
Some Shins off knock.
The feet off saw.
Sawed off feet.
Alaric and Aunt Jenna and everyone, they're all at the party. Except Caroline, of course, and Bonnie.
Yeah.
Some of the main players are not there, but most everyone is there.
Most of the town is there.
Drunk Matt wants to dance. Drunk Matt wants to dance. I was like, when is Caroline going to show up and be mad?
I know. It did seem like they kept setting it up for Caroline to be mad. Maybe they just cut that out of the episode or something.
Nah, she had a week off.
Yeah.
Also, I'm sad that that's my reaction. Caroline should not be put in the corner of, oh, I just am mad and blah, blah, blah. Caroline needs to get in that bathroom, dye her hair dark, put on some kind of flowy robe or something.
We know you don't like blondes.
They say they have more fun, but do they? No, but she needs to get her dark phoenix Jean Grey on.
Okay. Maybe that's what she's doing this episode. She's at home dyeing her hair.
Caroline as a red, that could be good as well.
As a red?
Yeah.
She's a red.
Instead of dyeing her hair dark and being dark Caroline, maybe she could go poison ivy with it. She'd be at this party, I would assume.
Yeah, we said this earlier, that it was weird she wasn't.
Damon has won over Sheriff Forbes. That's it. And
Damon was being really sweet to Liz and to Sheriff Forbes. He calls her Liz.
Yep.
But I think it's genuine. I think he does actually, he's starting to actually care about her in a way. And, he gave her this really nice compliment about being in her dress. And, a lot of the times he's trying to get information from her. But I think that they're starting to have, a little friendship. That's two-sided.
Maybe so. I do think that Damon is mainly disingenuous, but maybe 2 or 3 times per episode he tells the real truth, and maybe this was the truth in that moment.
Another time Damon told the truth in this episode was when he went to Elena's house and he was like, "You call and I come. That's how it is," or whatever.
But he said it in a sassy way.
He says that's his thing. He says his truths in a sassy way.
Yes.
He's never he won't ever let himself be all the way genuine.
Yes. As we said last episode, and we'll add on to it, he says the truth in a sassy way, then he does a and then he says the opposite in a tossed off way.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But so he was being genuine to Elena and to Sheriff Forbes.
Then Jeremy walks up, and I was like, this trio, what an odd trio. But I guess, yes, Jeremy knows Damon. Damon was just at his house earlier.
Yeah, because remember they played video games together.
Yeah, so Jeremy just waltzes up in front of Damon and Sheriff Forbes.
But I think also Jeremy is desperate, and he's like, "Oh, there's the police. Let me go ask." He doesn't even think, who's standing there, what's going on.
Mm-hmm. And I said, uh-oh, drunk Stefan is compelling people all over the place.
Yeah.
He starts compelling that guy to say sorry all those times.
I know. That guy was a jerk, though.
He was a jerk, yes. Damon's Jeremy impression was very funny.
Mm-hmm.
And then he's like, and I was the one who buried Vicky.
Yeah.
So.
Well, yeah, because Elena was like, "You're going to take care of it?" And he's like, "Yeah."
Yeah. So
now we know how he took care of it.
Yeah, just kind of buried her in the side of a hill.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, he was lazy about it. He just was, yeah. He did have to compel a whole Jeremy, then bury a whole Vicky.
Yeah, he had to do quite a bit.
He had a lot on his dance card that night, I guess. VA Beach mom hides a glass in a plant.
Yeah, I know. And then Tyler's like, "I saw that." And it's like,
yeah, they just needed a conversation starter.
Yeah,
for the two of them.
It was a silly one.
Mm-hmm. But they were both just fiending to talk to each other, basically.
Yeah, and they were both getting drunk.
Mm-hmm. Uncle John chats up Damon. Has a hidden accent, possibly Irish. It's like 1864 over again, he says.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, Uncle John, were you there? Are you also a vampire? How old are you? He's not. I guess he's just some kind of nerd.
Yeah, well, now he just can't die, so maybe he'll just be alive for a long time.
Ooh, yeah. Damon snacks... Damon wishes he snacked his neck. Damon just snaps his neck and throws him off a balcony. Yeah, that was crazy.
Did that take you by surprise?
It was surprising, and then obviously it makes more sense when he just pops up and, I have a ring too. But in that moment, I was like, man, Uncle John had a short little stint.
Yeah.
Short shrift.
Of death.
Elena asked Jeremy what he thinks happened to Vicky, and then Jeremy is prying, trying to find out the truth. They're just like...
He can tell that Elena's lying.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Ty, my buddy Ty and Kelly. Kelly doesn't want to think about Vicky. Ty is finding Kelly in a vulnerable position.
Mm-hmm.
Matt's hair ash is too thick.
Yes.
If he turns into anything supernatural, it's going to be a werewolf. That's a Pete-diction because his hair is too thick.
Okay.
They see Ty making out with Kelly, and they fight, and then, Ty goes so hard so fast.
All right, there's a lot that happens in this scene. So, first of all, Matt's best friend, Tyler, who's in high school,
Yes.
is making out with Matt's mom, who is not a high schooler.
No.
So there's some yucky kissing moments happening here, age-wise.
Mm-hmm.
But then also, that's your best friend's mom. That's not cool.
Also, Matt and, well, all three of them are grieving in a way.
They're all grieving. They're all drunk.
Mm-hmm.
And then, Tyler goes bananas on Matt. And Matt's bleeding all over the place. And also, Kelly gets thrown to the side and cuts her head. There's a really good predictor of why this is happening that you didn't see, but it's there. And I didn't see it when I first watched the show, but now watching it again, I was like, oh, that's really good that that's in there.
Okay.
Just saying.
I don't even know. I don't get it. I don't understand it. I don't understand the reference the spoiler that you're not spoiling.
Well, then I'm doing a good job.
I said, why did he go so crazy on Matt? And maybe it didn't have to be Matt. I said he had pent-up rage from his weird dad. And his dad, I was like, his dad wanted him to fight somebody, right? Oh, he wanted him to fight Jeremy in that parking lot.
Yeah, and Alark broke it up, and Alark saved the day this time as well.
All right. Damon is extra naughty in this ep, Ash.
I really like Damon in this episode.
I said, and then, he's just kind of going around and doing little things like he was in Elena's bedroom and stuff like that. And then at the party, he's prancing about.
Yeah.
And then I said, Stefan is seeing blood on Kelly's forehead. He just zones out and, touches her blood, and then he's like, oh, sorry. I said, he needed to at least play it off. There was, a crumpled napkin right there. He could have been like, oh, I was gonna,
I know. The napkin was right next to it, and I was, thinking that that's exactly what he should have done, too.
Yeah.
But instead, he was the weirdest.
Yeah.
And then was like, I'm sorry, I was just touching your blood forehead, and ran away.
Yeah. And then we see his hand.
But thankfully, Kelly was super drunk, so she probably won't remember.
Oh, thank goodness. We see his hand close up with a bunch of blood on it, and he has, a gross claw hand.
I did not like that shot at all.
It was like he had a claw hand from Thinner.
Also, to see your whole TV filled with one person's hand.
Well, and we paused it and looked at it.
It's very weird.
Yeah.
I did not like it at all.
Yeah, his hand was 4 times the size of our diaper pug.
Oh, don't call her a diaper pug.
Uncle John is surprisingly back alive. I said, uh-oh. And then as he's ringing a medium-sized bell, we see that he has an Alaric ring also. Mm-hmm. And I was like, man, Isabel was handing out those rings like Sauron in Lord of the Rings.
Oh, man. Sauron is that big eyeball thing?
Yeah.
I only know that from the Lego movie.
Sauron.
The Lego Batman.
Sauron was, I believe, he was a powerful wizard, and then he got turned into that eyeball thing.
That eyeball thing is from Lord of the Rings?
Yes.
I did not know that. Even though I've seen Lord of the Rings, I did not remember that at all.
Yeah, it's always looking around.
Really?
I think it was a big old, I think Sauron was a big old wizard orc king thing, and then he gets his finger cut off, and then he gets turned into that big eye.
That's crazy. I never knew that.
Yeah, and then he's in the Lego movie.
I only know him from the Lego Batman movie.
Yeah, but he handed out rings. He's like, 9 rings to the elven kings, and
there's 9 rings.
There's 20 rings. There's so many rings.
I guess I should rewatch them.
But there's one ring to rule them all.
Oh,
which is what?
That's the precious ring.
That's what Frodo has. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well.
And Bilbo had it before him.
Which is Frodo's dad.
I think it's Uncle.
Grandpa.
I think it's Uncle Grandpa.
Okay, that's good enough.
I think it's Uncle Nephew.
I do know that their last name is Baggins.
Yes.
And I do know there's some elves in this thing.
Yeah, well, when they're handing out
Orlando Bloom, right? He's an elf.
Legolas, yeah. It's the Lego movie.
I know. I was going to say, wait, what?
Lego more.
More Legos.
When they're handing out the rings, this is where the joke comes from. There's like the elves get some and the dwarves and the men. Like all these people are getting rings. And I'm like, Isabel's like that.
Okay. Now I got it.
All right. That was definitely worth it. Stefan cracked the bones in that guy's hand.
Yeah. I guess he was about to suck all his blood out, but he didn't.
I think he wanted to make that guy's hand look like his own hand.
Ew.
It's probably a hand double, Ash. I said, he's slipping, Ash.
I know.
I said, we're building to a big season finale.
Mm-hmm. This whole party episode did finally remind me of the OC.
Yes, it was like sort of the Monte Carlo
Yes, exactly.
episode. Yeah.
Well, like, because we've talked about how
some drunk...
in this show, they don't show people getting drunk and, like, messy and fight, like, other than vamps. But we had humans hooking up, humans and vamps getting drunk.
Julie Cooper,
fighting.
Nicole Cooper making out with a young man.
Yeah, some fighting. So there was the most OC ep that we've seen.
It was, and Stefan was sort of like a Ryan Atwood.
Yes.
Fighting people.
He was.
For his lady's honor.
Exactly.
Yeah. Yeah, this and an OC ep have a lot in common.
Mm-hmm. I thought about the Monte Carlo episode as well.
For sure.
That's season 1.
And VA Beach Kelly was drinking a 7 and 7.
No, she wasn't.
No, she wasn't.
She was drinking vodka.
That's a weird reference for me to pull out. Jeremy searches for Elena's Vampire Diary.
Yeah.
The titular diary about vampires.
And he finds it.
He found it, yeah. Stefan sucked the sorry guy's blood, I guess.
Because he was laying on the ground.
Yeah, he didn't. He just compelled him.
I know. Elena was also worried, and then when he was like, I'm clumsy, she was like, oh, you're compelled.
Ty has rage blackouts.
Yes.
And then Mayor Lockwood slaps him. I wonder where the violence comes from.
Man, his dad slapped him so hard.
Yeah.
Without hesitation, also. It was very intense.
And he said, you're going to embarrass our family for the last time. So what does that mean? He's sending him away? He's going to kill him?
Yeah.
Like,
just like, don't do it again or I'm going to slap you
Or just
again.
like, don't do it again. Yeah.
Yeah.
They show a exterior of Matt and VA Beach mom Kelly's house, and it looked like a ramshackle house. Matt is packing his mom's stuff. Like, get out of here, Mom.
I know.
Stuff is better when you're not here.
It's so sad, though. That part makes me sad. Like, I know, like, as a viewer, I'm like, I don't really want to see VA Beach Mom in any more episodes because she does cause too many problems and she's making Matt's life hard.
Yeah.
But, like, if I'm thinking about if it was real life and it's really Matt's life, I'm like, if you're the kid and you pack up your own mom's stuff and you're like, my life is better without you, you need to leave, that's just depressing.
That's crazy. I mean, I've done that to both my parents, but to see it on the TV screen, like,
Nuh-uh.
really hits home. No, love my parents. All right. Uncle John seems to know all, Ash.
Oh, yeah, he starts rambling on.
He says so much stuff, and then he's like, how do I know anything, Damon? It's like, we don't know, friend.
Yeah, tell us, please. That's what we're asking.
Why don't we get Damon to snap your neck again?
All right, well, what does he tell us, Pete?
I didn't write it down. It was too much stuff.
All right, what do you remember?
Well, I just wrote down that he calls Alaric Rick, which is the most disturbing thing out of the whole slew of things he says. He's like, Rick, blah, blah, blah.
He calls him Rick.
Okay, yeah, I do remember some of it.
Where he got his ring.
He got his ring from his brother
Grayson.
And then gave the brother's ring to Isabel and all this stuff. And it's like, hey, bro, just keep your ring and give the other guy's ring to the other person.
Right.
You know?
Isabel had John's ring. And then when Isabel married Alaric and went to probably go be turned to a vampire, she gave her ring that she had to Alaric.
Isabel is a regular Sauron. No, but yeah, he talks a lot.
And he also says that he's the one who sent
Isabel
to Damon to be turned to a vampire.
And Damon's kind of like, how do you even know me? Like, so random.
I know, but he's a Gilbert.
Yeah.
The Gilberts are founding families. They know all the things. They have the journals. They have all the information.
Ugh. The journal.
It should be a vampire journal. What if it was called a vampire journal?
The vampire journals. The Mothman prophecies.
They do say the word journal a lot in this show.
Yeah. Because diary sounds like diarrhea. That's the only reason.
Which is what we're doing out of our mouths in this episode.
Yep. I just have a note that says Jeremy is going to freak.
Really? Oh, because he's reading Elena's journal?
Yeah.
Diary?
And then when everyone comes home, he's reading some other book, which I didn't see what it was.
No, he was just playing it off, but he sees that, like, Elena wrote about that there were vampires and that Vicky...
And even that Jeremy got glamored. He read it about himself, yeah.
I know. That's sad.
He's like, I don't remember that.
So now, like, the tables aren't even. It's just like, I know about vampires and you know about vampires and we're not telling each other. It's like, you're also lying about all these other things.
Yes.
But also, Jeremy had wanted to be turned to a vampire and Elena doesn't know that, so... They have some...
I'm guessing he doesn't anymore.
They have some things that they need to tell each other.
Yes, they do. This is a time in the podcast where we say silly voices.
Okay.
All right. Stefan is in Elena's room.
He scares her.
He's back on the blood.
He startles her. He's not on the blood yet when he's in the room.
And then I said, oh, never mind. He didn't feed on that parking lot guy.
Oh, yeah.
Stefan is hungry. He's being honest at least.
Yeah.
Look, if you don't start from a place of honesty, you can't get through it.
That's true.
At least he's not like, yeah, I'm cool.
Well, he did do that in this episode also.
Well, he was drunk.
He was drunk and he was really trying to pretend that he thought he was okay.
Yeah. But in the end, he's honest.
Yeah.
Elena says, I'm not scared. And I was like, okay, that may be so, but at least you could go easy on the kissing. We know this is a trigger.
Yeah, like you could just give like a little hug.
And yeah, so they get to kissing, and Stefan starts to get H for B again, and his face gets squished up like Ray Liotta.
His face gets squished up because his face is on Elena's arm, not because he's H for B.
And he's also feeling all types of emotions.
Yeah. He's like, I love you so much.
I'm Ray Liotta. Stefan goes home. Damon sees the need for blood is too strong.
Well, actually, Damon's about to tell Stefan all the stuff he learned. But then he stops telling him because he sees how Stefan looks so messed up.
Ugh. And then I said, Chekhov's blood cup.
Here it comes.
Yep. And I said, I wonder if it's still that soccer mom Damon had in the fridge.
Probably not. I think Stefan drank her up in that blood bag at the end of the last episode. Yeah, those Capri
Suns. Hey, soccer moms bring Capri Sun to the soccer game.
Yeah.
Stefan, put a little straw in there.
Also, you would know you're a soccer dad.
Heck yeah. If you're on a PD pod, you're going to play a game.
Yeah.
Throwback to episode 1, Ash, back in March.
Oh, my goodness.
We're nearing, could have been April. Anyway, we're nearing the end of season 1.
That's just such a long time.
It's been about 6-7 months. But, Ash, our first game that we ever played on the pod was F, Marry, Kill. But it was a quarantine edition.
Yes.
Which, in the Los Angeles area, still safer at home, is very much a thing. So, we're throwing it back.
Okay.
Quarantine Bay, social distance hang, or cough in their face is the F, Marry, Kill.
Okay. So
Quarantine Bay.
Bay, give me the short version. Bay, hang, cough.
Cough. Bay, hang, cough.
Okay.
And
you tell me too many words.
I have 3 sets.
Bay, hang, cough. Okay.
3 sets of peeps. So the first set, bay, hang, cough. Stefan, Damon, Alaric.
Okay. Stefan, Damon, Alaric.
Bay, hang, cough.
Bay, Stefan.
Mm-hmm.
Hang, Damon.
Okay.
Cough, Alaric. Sorry, Alaric.
Oof.
He can come back to life, though.
True. Oh, perfect. All right. Uncle John, my buddy Ty, parking lot, I'm sorry guy.
Oh, gosh. That's a hard one.
Bay, hang, cough in their face.
Who is it? It's Ty, parking lot, and who's the third person?
Uncle John.
Oh, gosh. Okay. Bay, Tyler. Hang. Uncle John, because I could, like, maybe get information from him and stuff and, like, learn some stuff. Mm-hmm. And then cough on the parking lot guy.
Sure, yeah.
Because he was a jerk. He's just like a jerk in his regular nature, so. And
he might not even be like a supernatural jerk. He's just like a
he was not a good guy.
Mystic Falls local jerk.
Is there one more?
Uno mas.
Okay.
Elena, VA Beach, Kelly, Aunt Jenna.
Okay. Bay, Elena.
Mm-hmm.
Hang. Oh, hang's hard because you could hang with Jenna and she'd probably just be like chill vibes, or you could hang with Kelly and go wild.
I would be worried with doing the social distance hang with VA Beach Kelly because I feel like she'd like cross some boundaries.
She wouldn't be able to do it.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So hang Jenna. And also we saw Jenna get let loose in like last couple episodes where she was at the bar. And then cough Kelly. Sorry.
It's a tough
Actually, she
game.
would probably cough on me before I would cough on her.
She'd be in the Trader Joe's mad.
Yeah.
Throwing the boxes of puffins around.
Pete, what's next? Is it your Pete-dictions? Or fangs?
How many fangs and then Pete-dictions? How many fangs you got, Ash?
Fangs. I'm gonna go 1.5. I like that it was the party scene and all, but I'm waiting for the ramp up.
Oh man, something's going down.
Right now they're setting up a lot of stuff.
New threads.
Yeah, so I'm waiting.
I say 1.983 fangs, getting close to a 2, and also because of 1983 Chicago. When who was it? Anna, no, or Pearl? Was it Anna or Pearl hanging out with Catherine?
I don't know who you said was hanging out with Catherine.
Remember Pearl? No, Pearl was in the tomb.
Oh yeah, it was Anna.
Anna was like, yeah, I was hanging out with Catherine.
I'm trying to remember your fan fiction.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah. Okay.
I mean, it's not mine. Anna said it.
I know.
Okay. Pete-dictions building to a big season finale. Mm-hmm. Any Pete could dict that. Jeremy is going to be PO'd at Elena.
Do you think he's going to get turned?
No.
Okay.
Alaric is still here. I predicted his death, or like he was going to be gone, drive to Nolans or something.
Yeah, you predicted he'd be gone a long time ago.
He's still here. So I was wrong about that. It takes a big man to admit it.
Do you think he's going to stick around or what?
A big, handsome gentleman to admit that they were sort of wrong. I think that Uncle John might kill him.
Okay.
Because, again, Alaric, he's just making a big old meal for himself in this show. I thought he had a cool little moment at the Vamp frat house. He's still around. Okay.
I know, but you can see that the Vamps are like, we need him. He's always like by Damon's side.
True. A strong friend? I was going to say adversary, but that's the opposite.
They were adversaries at first.
And now they are?
Allies.
Allies, that's the word. Uncle John will need to be dispatched of somehow. He cannot coexist with these bros. It's not like, oh, Mystic Falls, the founders are hanging out with Uncle John, and the brothers with the bond are hanging out over in the Salvatore mansion. We're not going to reach that homeostasis with these homies.
They can't coexist.
No.
Okay.
So I think that means Uncle John will have to go. Will he take off the mask and speak in an Irish brogue at some point?
Oh my gosh.
Be like, I'm not going to do an Irish accent, but I'm not actually
this is way too hard.
From Mystic Falls. I'm Irish. No, that won't happen. But I do think that, he has to go. Stefan is going to have to abstain from the blood to save Elena in some scenario.
So you don't think he's going to drink blood anymore after that little glass?
No, I mean, I think he might go deeper down the blood well, Ash.
Okay.
I think there's not a blood rock bottom yet.
Okay.
I think he might go deeper, but then he'll have to pull his blood fiending ass out of there.
To save Elena, you're saying?
To save Elena. Like, he might be messed up for an ep or two. Mm-hmm. And, like, not knowing who he is, not knowing what's going on, and then he'll have to snap back for love.
Do you think Elena's going to be, like, there for it?
Well, with a season finale, if they knew that they were coming back for season 2, there might be some cliff-hanging situations. Mm-hmm. Stefan and Elena's relationship over. Damon, shirtless. Jeremy.
What a cliffhanger.
Jeremy, disbanding from the Gilberts. Caroline in the CVS picking between dark hair color and red hair color. Bonnie coming back from
Grieving Grams.
Big Bear.
Big Bear, oh my God.
Yeah. But anyway, yeah. Some tables are going to be turned. Some relationships deepened. Okay. Some broken.
All right.
Ash, no episode next week. But there will be a huge special announcement. And maybe, no promises, some 1983 Chicago fan fiction.
Yay.
Maybe. I don't know.
Pete. Come on, Pete.
There's definitely going to be a download to be downloaded. It will have an announcement that you will want to hear.
Yes, you got to hear the announcement.
Will it have some 1983 Chicago fan fiction on there? That's to be seen.
Okay.
But no matter what, you're going to want to download next week's episode.
Do it.
If you like the Vampire Diaries and or you are a young adult, you should check out my young adult book series, The Happenstances, at tinyurl.com/thehappenstances. Hey, Ash.
What?
I have a dad joke book.
I know.
out that I wrote with my buddy Ty. Just kidding. My buddy Taylor, the dude dad. He's a Facebook vlogger.
Yes.
It's a very popular dad joke book.
Facebook, YouTube, Instagram blogger with his own show coming out on Magnolia Network.
Yes. He's a dadfluencer.
Oh my gosh. Yes, that's true. With a baby on the way, number 3.
Oh man. Hey, congrats. He'll never hear this. But
that's okay.
Congrats. Our book is a year old.
Amazing.
Our little baby book.
Oh, congrats.
I feel like a dad to the dad joke book.
You are.
Yep. It's a very popular book.
2 kids, 1 pug, a dad joke book, and a young adult series.
Wow.
Dad of many.
Man. But hey, if you're looking for a gift for your dad for his birthday or for the upcoming holidays.
Holidays are coming up.
Dad joke book.
Our dads love it.
Yeah, a lot of these dads out here in these streets enjoy it. So
Yeah.
check it out. A Daily Dose of Dad Jokes by Peter L. Harmon and Taylor Kalmus.
Yeah.
Check that out. It's about to turn a year old. For any questions or concerns, follow me at Peter L. Harmon on Twitter or Instagram. Ash isn't on Twitter and she's private on Instagram. If you have something to say to her that isn't weird, I'll tell her, so just let me know. Or email thehappenstances@gmail.com. But don't tweet spoilers of TVD, or you will get muted, not blocked. I need the follower count. And if you love the show, please leave us a review. Go to ratethispodcast.com/vampd.
Cheers.